A pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. I do not have the tendency of wishing people all the best for New Year or whatever, because I don't believe in Christmas. I don't believe in the New Year. The only thing that changed is the number. So I would take this opportunity to wish all of you who survived the past the best of the future. Since knowing we are still in January, we'll end up back to December, only a number will change. Friends all. So many things have happened, but before I start again, I want you to subscribe to the channel and press the button so you will get the next updated video. And let me continue with what's going on. As you might be aware that there's so many development in Georgetown, Guyana. And to be honest, we don't expect that every politician will be on the same path. But when we have members of parliament, I'm not saying you don't have some honorable one, but you got a lot of miserable ones. People who are eager for power. And in the black majority, I would say it without any discrimination, 80% of you hate the white people. You hate the Indian people. And you hate the Chinese. And at times you even hate your own. While in the Indian population, I wouldn't say they are racial, but they are confused, corrupt, covetous, vindictive. I don't know what name to give the animal, but I have both of your blood in me. It is my duty to tell you what I see from my perspective, my opinion. I may not be right, but I never say everyone are the same. Even in my own family, I have two half-brothers who marry Indian women. And it was one of the biggest division in our family, started with the one from East Coast, Indra Sigobain. And my mother, Indian woman, who gave birth to me, was preaching division. Even wasn't for me, they wouldn't have a shed over their house, over their head to call their home. But nevertheless, due to lack of education and experience and wisdom, many go astray. I am not pouring out to no Indian in Guyana for a penny, because I don't need. Nor a black person for a grain of rice, because I don't need. But I'm grateful for those that break part with me and break bread with me in the past. Because you all are honorable in both ways. But what the blacks have stand at my corner as growing up as a child, must I close my eyes and deaf my ears when they call for help? Or must I listen to the Indian because I look like you all, even though I got your blood in me, to support your ignorance when you go against your own family for land, money? You hate them because they're much more educated than you, and they segregate themselves from you. So if I talk about the nasty things about my own from the Indian side, am I committing a crime? Some Indian bastards who may not know his father, especially if his father was an alcoholic. I'm not blaming the parents, but I'm just making an example, ladies and gentlemen. These things happen. He called me a racist. He said, Mr. Correa, since he growing up, he don't like Indian people. That's not true, brother. I don't like the way you all think and you act against your own, what you would do to me. I've seen it in my own family from my mother's side. Think of it. I even seen it on my mother's sister's side, who children happen to be mixed race like me. Black and Indian, Chinese and Indian. And what they done to me, I could give you a vast experience about life. I visit a young woman who was working for my mother's sister in Brooklyn. I had a show on Wall Street to do the same day, starting at 4 o'clock. I went to give a visit because Brooklyn to Wall Street was not too far, just 4 or 5 stops. And my mother, niece, who we grew together like brothers and sisters, Indian and black mixed with Chinese or whatever other race, ordered me to leave the house, which I did because I was looking at my time. These are things I will never forget. And when I'm ready, I'm thinking of making a book. But some people tell me it would not be nice. Do your video and leave it. I ain't calling names yet. My aunt is a very good woman. She's not responsible for the thinking ability of her children. But I, George Correa, a man who remembered his mother, even though she had her differences of opinion, and treating me, she never closed her doors from her enemy, much less her family. So I grew up like that. But maybe I had to learn from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Seriously. Today, I'm a living example of both races of Guyana. I've seen what the blacks have done to Indian races. And I've seen how they treat the Chinese. And I heard what they talk about the European as the white man. And what they talk about slavery. What you read about slavery maybe did happen. But every journalist and writer and historian, they add more to the wound than the whiteness of it. But nevertheless, if it was not for the European entered the shore of India, China, and Africa, where would you all have been in the Caribbean? Guyana, Trinidad, Brazil, Fiji Island, and elsewhere. My friends, but between the two major races, from Mother India, the Indian descendant of cheap labor, and the African descendants of slaves, you, the black people, still ahead of them in humanity. You have more unity amongst your own. But you, the black man, will not stand for nonsense. Even if your black brothers lied to you, you will tear him down, as I witnessed what you tried to do to Forrest Burnham, when you realize he was lying. That caused the life of a young black historian named Walter Rodney. But Indian people does not remember kindness. Very few of them. They do not remember who were there with them when they were thirsty. They do not remember when you pulled them out of the ocean from drowning, because they are so taken up with wealth and want to be better than each other. This is the 2024 message I'm giving to both races in Guyana. You, the black man, I will deal with you first. You're much more honorable than the Indians. But some of you now are getting out of hands. But I blame y'all, not the politician. It is time for y'all to change and realize the politicians are not your friends. Those who inherit from them is who support them. And the corrupt Indian businessmen will pay the less fortunate black man to do his war by beating and killing, burning, and pressing wrong charge against innocent people. Even if it is brother, he will do it too. What he will not do to others. Ask Eminem. Ask others. Ask Mr. Mohan Lal in Canaan, the black egress and egress dam. Ask Ali Ablatri Bagaston. Ahmad Ali, a man who I have saved from dying. These ungrateful creatures. A man who would visit my house and spend days and nights. Vindictive, covetous, jealous fool. I don't know what name to give this Indian race. But again, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of good Indians. Keep away from that. Because no matter what you rob a man, no matter what you do to him, you will not inherit his life and his wealth, because you will die and leave everything. And another man might enjoy it, according to the Calypsonian, while you're in the graveyard, and next man enjoy your money. Think of it. Your daughters might be the one to destroy you, or your sons because of his corrupt Indian wife. But again, don't take it hard. There's a lot of good Indians, as much as a lot of good black people in both races. Today, you, the black race, have to wake up and stop this talk of slavery. Stop talking about slavery. I have lived in America. I noticed something now. When the white police, and I said white because you all call them white, stop a black couple or a black woman or a black man in a car, the first thing they will start to do, argue. Why you stop me? Is it because I'm black? Change, for God's sake. That's wrong. That's wrong. Be polite, or a little honey get more flies than vinegar. Think of it. Since the Black Power movements, America have gone haywire. We have a bigger war in the United States of America than having war with Vietnam or Japan or elsewhere. Because we have a war that is keep burning amongst us, but we are not stopping to put an end to it, and it's getting out of hand. I have seen a lot of videos. Policeman was called, walk up to a victim who happens to be an African descendant, and the first thing they will humiliate the police if they're a white police officer. Why you come to me? Because I'm black? Ladies and gentlemen, the police is a servant of the nation. Their job is to protect the nation. I quite agree you got a lot of racial people in every society. You wouldn't like to live in Guyana, ruled by a black regime under late Fast Burnham, not Desmond White. All right? To be honest, I have been to 87 countries. I went to islands I do not count. When will you all stop this black and white bullshit? And let's talk about humanity. Martin Luther King had a dream, but it seems that the dream fall on the wayside. But I, George Correa, got a vision. A vision when you, the black race, can stop humiliating yourself and use black as an excuse when a crime is being committed or not. If I am a black person, and I was stopped by many police with my cars, black police officers, give me summons for nothing and tell me take it to the judge in America. Did I say to him, because I am a brown man? No. I already realize he's ignorant and he wants to make his case. So why argue or why keep a fire burning when it wants to get out of hands? Use diplomacy. Sometime when the police stop you, might be your life that he or she saved. But if every time an emergency happens and the police get called, the first thing they ask when you call the report, is he or she have a gun? No. What color clothes they wear? Is he white, black, brown, or yellow, or Hispanic, or whatever? They just don't come like that. They follow description. And yes, the person who called may have a reason. Maybe your attitude was not right, but you do not stop to listen. I quite agree you got some racial people in all race, but maybe that have to start from the day of they grow up, the humiliation and insult. I would have liked you, the black race, to be another race living in Guyana under the black government, Fast Burnham, and you would see what is black power. And then you could put it together with your white taskmaster and tell me who you think is racial and who just have an ego. I condemn every part of racism and religious sectors of problems. Since the Black Lives Matter started, it have created a big problem for the African descendant in the land of Africa. Today, applying for a visa to come to the European country, it have extended by years because of the Black Lives Matter. If you have 10 lions in your house eating your family, will you bring another 90? Come on. But the decent African descendant, they don't get involved in it. They're much educated. But historians have changed the world. Today we have problems with race. We have problems with religion. In Nigeria, I was made to understand it's alleged Christians are being killed by Muslims. In some countries, Muslims are being killed by Hindus and others. Why are you killing because of a religion? When God is God Almighty, and He's not a statue, a stone, and no one knows Him when He's black or white. I have met a lot of black scholars who told me that Jesus was black. Well then who killed Him? If the historian is right, and the history is right, It was not the European as the white man killed Jesus, friends. And if we so beginning again, it was not the white man declare war, make Prophet Muhammad had to go to war. And if we saw again in India, it was not the white man start the Mahabharat war, family killing family for wealth. Why the Chinese don't get involved in this nonsense? And today, they are the most peaceful people in the entire universe. They're all over Africa. They're in the Caribbean. They're in Latin and South America. While your children are on Walkman, cell phone, the club, dancing and parties, the Chinese children are in school learning your languages. They can put all dictionary back together while yours can't even read the alphabetical letter. Isn't that a shame? That's my message for this new year. We condemn the European. They have mercy ship all in Africa helping the black man, woman and child. They are collecting money to help you through many white organizations. While your black priests are telling you to sell your property and give him the money so he can secure a place in heaven for you. When will you all stop listening to hypocrites and deal with humanity? The only difference of human beings is languages and culture. Let's unite and enjoy God's world and make it a paradise that we are living into. It is time for we to fight each other and stretch our hands to unite and understand each other. Our politicians or our problem are the politicians all over the world and the preachers. I am not saying you don't have good one amongst none of them, but how loud are them when a multitude of racists, ignorance, and dictators are louder than the drums of Goa? Think of it. Friends, we blame the devil for a lot of things, but we never see the person. Whether it's a man or woman, a bird or an animal, we don't know. Whether it's a fish or a fly, an insect, maybe a spider or a snake, we don't know. But we humiliate each other. We try to embarrass one another. In Guyana, the Indian love to use these words, hungry belly. You're uneducated. Go and look for your father, like if they know their own. I am not here to prove to you, the Indian of Guyana or the blacks, who call me a racist, who I am. I am not living in a world with one race or else I would have run mad. That is why the jungle got so many descriptions of animals, so many type of birds and insects, but they all live together on their own boundaries. But we as human beings, we humiliate the hands that feed us. We try to cut it off, and then we sit down in the corner and call on God to go to heaven. I hope the devil have a place for y'all because he don't want you to see y'all. My friends, why love the Obia man? Who's the voodoo man? Why love that? Why go to hurt your brother and sister because you are jealous of them? Why not save yourself and save your soul? These voodoo men and whatever you call them are only temporary solution. But your children will answer the call for the wrong things you are doing. Today, we blame Burnham for a lot of things, but Hyde, who have done plenty, we don't remember him. David Granger, I can't say much of the man, because he allowed 3 Indians, or a few, to mislead him, especially his one-time security minister, Kenraj Ramjatan, and his prime minister, Mr. Nagamoto. I got his letter for when the time comes, that what he stated, and I have the Ramjatan quotation. Don't worry. By the will of God, your children shall eat shit. All you corrupt judges and magistrates, so be to all of you. You wicked, you will never enjoy anything. Even though I was made to understand that a minister in have to have 17 or 18 million US. I'm not calling name. But Today I also was made to understand 10 of the leading ministers in government in the Caribbean and Guyana. The pay is so lavish. What happened to the army, the police, civil servants, teachers, judges, police, magistrates? My friends, are they not deserve the same? They are more civil servants than those who you put to run the country. Because they have to be qualified to be teachers, doctors, and whatever. And while your ministers and president are sleeping, you, the men and women, are guarding them 24/7. If there was a decent, honorable leader, they would have ended up like Gaddafi. A man had no security in Libya. The people had loved him until the toppling of his government because of trying to change Africa and the money. My friends, it's a shame. Let's stop blaming the European as the white man. Stop blaming the Indians, or stop blaming the Africans and the Chinese. Let's unite for whatever time we got left and put the world together so we could trade with each other. Let's condemn dictatorism and corruption in all walks of life for whatever time we have left on this earth. But we want justice for every crime that was committed against a man and a woman. If a judge commits a crime to lock up an innocent man or woman, by robbing them their freedom, I want the law of execution. If you kill a man and he have a wife and children and they find you, I want so much member of your family to be executed on behalf of that man, because you're wiping out the civilization, could have produced the next Muhammad or the next Jesus or Moses, because you are ignorant for a few dollars and because of your race. You may not like what I have to say, but I am telling it to you because I want nothing from none of you. If you don't like black, don't sleep at night. And if you don't like white, which I was declaring of the day, don't walk in the day and don't open up your face. God made this world, He made man. He did not make racism unless it's the human race. Fellow Guyanese and others, let's unite and save this world whatever time is left. Show me the history where the white man as European killed plenty Indian and black people, like what he do in World War I and World War II. All right, to his own. And today, let's unite and make this world a better place and give humanity the opportunity. Guyana need good doctors, nurses, and must be trained, because they are burying people who fall in coma and call them dead. Shame! But when your ministers don't want government help, they run to Canada and America. Take Sharon Das, who brought down the blue government because they were doing wrong. I was made to understand it's allegedly sick, and yet the government didn't come to his assistance. They say he's not a minister. He was. Is his service over? But his benefit was hatred. But may God be upon all of them who do him obey, as they say, or whatever they've done. May your children eat the filth that cometh from their ass. I want you to subscribe to my channel. And I am your host, George Correa. Thank you for listening. Excuse my voice. Thank you.